Hello everyone. Today we'll gain knowledge about cyber law through some basic MCQs. So without wasting any time, let's start with the questions. First question is, what is authentication? Options are A. Hard to assure identity of user on remote system. B. Insertion. C. Modification. Or D. None of the above. The correct answer to this question is option A. That is, authentication means hard to assure the identity of user on a remote system. The next question is, Dash logs down everything on a system with a threat of erasing it unless a ransom is paid. What does this is known as? Options are A. Spyware, B. Ransomware, C. Spam, or D. Malware. The correct answer to this question is option B, that is ransomware. The next question is, in February 2020, FBI warned US citizens to be aware of the confidence fraud that cybercriminals commit crimes using data sites, chat rooms, and apps. What was its name? Options are A. Tridex, B. Solar Sunrise, C. Romance Scam, or D. None of the above. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is romance scams. The next question is, what is the act which provides legal framework of e-governance in India? Options are IT Amendment Act 2008, B. Indian Penal Code, C. IT Act 2000, or D. None of the above. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is Information Technology Act 2000. The next question is, what is the component of IT Act 2000? Options are A. Legal recognition to digital signatures, B. Regulation of certification authorities, C. Digital certificates, or D. All of the above. The correct answer to this question is option D. That means to say all of the above. That is legal recognition to digital signatures, regulation of certification authorities, digital certificates. All three are the components of IT Act 2000. The next question is, why would a hacker use a proxy server? Options are A. To create a strong connection with the target, B. To create a ghost server on a network, C. To obtain a remote access connection, or D. To hide malicious activity on the network. The correct answer to this question is option D, that is, to hide malicious activity on the network. Proxy servers exist to act as an intermediary between the hacker and the target, and the services to keep the hacker anonymous to the network. The next question is, which among the following act is not amended in the Information Technology Act 2000? Options are the next question is, which act in India focuses on data privacy and information technology? The options are A. Banking Regulation Act 1949, B. IT Act 2000, C. Indian Penal Code, or D. IT Amendment Act 2008. The correct answer to this question is option D, that is IT Amendment Act 2000. Moving on to the next question, which section of the IT Act 2000 deals with the punishment for cheating by impersonation by using computer resources? Options are A. 66D, B. Section 66C, C. Section 66B, or D. Section 66F. The correct answer to this question is option A, that is Section 66D. So let's now understand what is Section 66D. Section 66D talks about the punishment for cheating by impersonation by using computer resources. It states that whosoever, by means of any communication device or computer resource, cheats by impersonation shall be punished with the imprisonment of either description for a term. Next question is the following punishment is mentioned in which of the section of the Information Technology Act 2000? Statement is 3 years of imprisonment or 5 lakh rupees penalty for the first conviction and 5 years of imprisonment and 10 lakh rupees penalty as fine. Options are A. Section 67, B. Section 66, C. Section 65, or D. Section 64. The correct answer to this question is option A, that is Section 67. Let's now understand what is Section 67. Section 67 deals with the punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form. This section states that whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which is lascivious or appeals to the prurient interest, or if its effect is such as to tend or to deprave or corrupt a person who are likely having regard to all relevant circumstances to read, see, or hear the matter contained or embodied in it, shall be punished on the first conviction with the imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, and in the event of the second or the subsequent conviction, with the imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. The next question is what is the punishment for hacking of computers? Options are A. 3 year imprisonment or 10 lakh rupees penalty, or both. B. Life imprisonment. C. 3 year imprisonment of 5 lakh rupees penalty, or both. D. 3 years imprisonment or 2 lakh rupees penalty, or both. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is 3 years of imprisonment or 5 lakh rupees penalty, or both. The next question is what is the name of the in- information technology law that India is having in the Indian legislature? Options are A. The India's Technology Act 2000, B. India's Digital Information Technology Act 2000, C. The India's Information Technology Act 2000, or D. The Technology Act 2008. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is India's Information Technology Act 2000. The Indian legislature thought of adding a chapter that is dedicated to the cyber law. This finally brought India's Information Technology Act 2000, which deals with the different cybercrimes and their associated laws. The next question is which section of the Information Technology Act was invalidated by the Supreme Court of India? Options are A. Section 66F, B. Section 66B, C. Section 66D, or D. Section 66A. Options are correct answer to these options are D, that is Section 66A. This section was invalidated by the Supreme Court of India. Let's now see what the section is. Section 66A deals with the punishment for sending offensive messages to communication service, etc. As per this section, any person who sends by means of the computer resource or communication device any information that is grossly offensive or has menacing character, or class B, any information which he knows to be false, but for the purpose of causing annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred, or ill will, persistently by making use of such computer resources or any communication device. Say, any electronic mail or electronic mail message for the purpose of causing annoyance or inconvenience or to deceive or to mislead the addressee or recipient about the origin of such messages shall be punishable with the imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and with fine. Explanation for the purpose of this section. Terms like electronic mail and electronic mail message will mean a message or an information created or transmitted or received on a computer system, computer resource or communication device, including attachments and text, image, audio, video, or any other electronic record which may be transmitted with a message. Let's move on to the next question. What is the appeal court on the order issued by the Cyber Appellate Tribunal? Options are Munsif Court, B. District Court, C. High Court, or D. Supreme Court. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is, High Court is an appellate court to which an aggrieved party can approach against the order of the Cyber Appellate Tribunal. The next question is what is the punishment for identity theft in Information Technology Act? Options are A. 2-year imprisonment or 1 lakh rupees penalty or both. B. 3-year imprisonment or 1 lakh rupee penalty or both. C. 3-year imprisonment or 2 lakh rupees penalty or both. Or D. None of the above. The correct answer to this question is option B. That is 3 years imprisonment or 1 lakh rupee penalty or both. The next question is what is the best statement for taking advantage of a weakness in the security of an information technology system? Options are A. Threat, B. Attack, C. Exploit, or D. Vulnerability. The correct answer to this question is option C, that is exploiting. A weakness in security is exploited. An attack does the exploitation. A weakness is vulnerability. A threat is a potential vulnerability. The next question is which section of the IT Act deals with the child pornography? Options are A. Section 67F, B. Section 67D, C. Section 67C, or D. Section 67B. The correct answer to this question is option D, that is 67B. This section deals with the child pornography. So let's see what this section actually talks about. Section 67B talks about punishment for publishing or transmitting of the material depicting children in a sexually explicit act, etc., in electronic form. Whoever A. Publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted material in any electronic form which depicts child engaged in sexually explicit act or conduct, or B. Creates text or digital images, collects, seeks, browses, downloads, advertises, promotes, exchanges, or distributes material in any electronic form depicting an indecent or sexually explicit manner, or C. Cultivates, entices, or induces children to online relationship with one or more children for an sexually explicit act or in manner that may offend a reasonable adult on a computer resource, or facilitates abusing children online, or records any electronic form own abuse or that of others pertaining to sexually explicit act with children, shall be punished on first conviction with the imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years and with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees, and in event of second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees, provided that provisions of section 67 and 67A and this section does not extend to any book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation, or figure in electronic form. First, the publication of which is provided to be justified as being for a public good or on the ground of such book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation, or figure is in the interest of science, literature, art, or learning or other objects for a general concern. Or second, which is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purpose. Explanation. For the purpose of this section, children means a person who has not completed the age of 18 years. The next question is, what is the maximum penalty for a damage to computer system, unauthorized access, download of data, infecting with virus, denial of access, etc. as per section 43? Options are A rupees 50 lakh, B rupees 1 crore, C rupees 5 crore, or D rupees 75 lakhs. The correct answer to this question is option B, that is rupees 1 crore. The next question is, which section of the Information Technology Act 2000 propose a punishment of life imprisonment? Options are section 66F, B section 66C, C section 66B, or D section 66A. The correct answer to this question is option A, that is section 66F. So let's see what does section 66F talks about. The next question or the last question is, which of the following is an example of the intellectual property? Options are A, patent, B, trademark, C, copyright, or D, all of the above. The correct answer to this question is option D, that is all of the above. That is patent, trademark, copyright. All are the examples of the intellectual property.